For me, success is to be really happy. It's more kind of like a feeling than like a set destination,
Okay.
I think.
You could be digging ditches all day. You could be doing the most mundane task, but at least if you have a mindset of joyful mindset, you could be successful.
I think for me, it means like working on ideas that I think are important and impactful, and working on them with people that also feel like energized and excited to tackle those problems.
I think also a big thing too is the people that you surround yourself with. Having people that you care about and have a good time with is makes all the difference.
So could you tell me your name and where you're from?
My name is Rishi. I currently am in Berkeley, but I was brought up in the Bay, so I've just been here my entire life.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Archana. I'm from New York.
I'm Katie. I'm from Silverton, Oregon.
And Sam, also from Silverton, Oregon.
My name is Lindsay, and I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay. Born and raised here?
Born in San Francisco, raised in Silicon Valley, like in Palo Alto.
Today I'm talking to people about the concept of success. And I'm curious for you guys, what would characterize a successful life for either of you?
I think having a good balance, not between work and being able to do the things that you want to do with your life, the things that you're passionate about or make you happy. And for some people, that is what their work is what they're passionate about. But as long as I think you're able to accomplish both those things, I think. Being able to make enough money to come take vacations and travel and or just do what you want to do.
I think the biggest thing for me is if I get a chance to work on the things that I care about and make a meaningful impact on them and share that experience with the people I also care about, then I'm very happy.
I would say success is is personal and different for everyone. For me, success is to be really happy. Happy, healthy, to be fulfilled. So, yeah, it's more kind of like a feeling than like a set destination.
I think it's finding happiness. So it's kind of defined by different, every person's definition of happiness is different. But I think in general, it's having an overall sense of joy. So you could be digging ditches all day. You could be doing the most mundane task, but at least if you have a mindset of joyful mindset, you could be successful.
I feel like self-knowledge is really important. So success for different people will just mean different things. And an important part of your 20s especially is figuring out what it means for you. And I think for me, it means working on ideas that I think are important and impactful, and working on them with people that also feel energized and excited to tackle those problems. That feels really, really important to me.
I think also a big thing too is the people that you surround yourself with, because I've worked so many jobs at different places, and the ones I hate are always the ones where I don't have coworkers that I really connect with, or even just where you live too, having a community, relationships I think are a big part of success too. Just having people that you care about and have a good time with is makes all the difference.
What brings you happiness in your life right now?
Right now, my happiness comes from my family, my friends, my dog.
Okay.
Rosie. I'm a current law student. I went back to school after having a career, and I think for me success is learning new materials and course materials, and feeling successful as far as understanding that, grasping new concepts, realizing that I'm growing in a personal way with my career or with my schoolwork, and just really with myself.
How difficult of a decision, if at all, was it for you to decide to pivot and change careers?
Not too difficult. I wasn't really fulfilled in my last job. I learned a lot from it. It was my first job out of college, and it was in consulting, and But it wasn't very, very difficult to pivot. And I was a political science major, so I always was interested in grad school and law school. So it wasn't too hard of a decision because I was always interested in it.
What do you guys do for work, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a software engineer.
Okay.
I do research. So I'm at Princeton, and I am doing a research fellowship doing like tech ethics research.
How much does money play a role in deciding whether or not you feel successful?
So I don't have to think about this too much because luckily software engineering positions are all generally okay. So for me, like when I chose to do my job, it was less about like whether this was the best offer I could get in terms of compensation and more just about whether I liked the company, cared about the work, and enjoyed the people.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, I was a software engineer for a few years, and then made the decision to do research, and I'm probably hoping to do more like academic research in the future, and obviously there's like the huge opportunity cost with the money that I could be making in tech versus research, which is like insane trade-off there. For me, I realized I think I care less about money beyond a certain standard of living and care a lot more about influence and ability to have impact. And that I value, my revealed preference is that I highly value intellectual freedom compared to like a lot of money that you could be getting at like a software engineering job. At least this is what I currently think. But I also think it's okay to change your mind. Like you can want different things at different parts of life, and that doesn't mean that what you wanted before was like a false desire. So I feel pretty okay with that changing in the future.
Do you have like a certain threshold in mind that would signify, okay, this is what's enough to be quote unquote successful?
Yeah, I think it also depends on where you live, because obviously, like, or just living on the West Coast or like California, things are a lot more expensive than other places, and so like you do have to factor that in. But as long as you like make enough to sustain yourself, and I think then you're not stressing about money, and you can, spend time focusing on other stuff. I think it's not like you don't need like millions of dollars, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Just enough is good.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about monks the other day.
Oh yeah.
Because I think monks live a very peaceful, very simple life. They don't have a lot of material things. They barely have any money to even, they have enough to get food and shelter and clothes and, but they live a very modest life and they're happy. And I think more people should live like that, because a lot of people in society probably think that you need things to be happy. But in reality, I think it's all about friendships and relationships. Because at the end of the day, all you have is relationships. And if you don't have a relationship, I don't think you really have anything.
One of the last questions I have for you is, when you think of the word successful, is there anybody in particular that comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I would say successful. I think about my aunt, my late aunt, and I think the reason why I find that she's successful is because I realized that she was a very strong person who had a lot of like autonomy, and I think that for me, it's taken me a long time to realize like I need to do things for me, or like because I want to do things, like not just to live for like what my parents want, what society wants for me and everything. And to know that like my aunt was a person who she was a surgeon, a doctor, and then she's like, I'm not feeling fulfilled, so she after like 5 years of practicing, she decided to just like raise the kids and go to art school and become an artist and do something very brave like that, and just to kind of give it up, but doing what she has to do to like make herself happy. And I think that that's success, is like even if you don't succeed in what you wanted to do, like trying to do what's best for you and to be happy like that in its own is like a huge form of success.
I deeply admire people who have the courage to chase after what they believe in, and I feel like naming one person specifically, I don't know if I could do, but that's just generally who I want to surround myself with. So I think like in my eyes, a lot of my friends are successful just because they are able to do what they really want to do, and are passionate about the work that they're doing.
When I think of success, I feel like I just still have that like rich like mindset. I think of like Bill Gates or Donald Trump or like those like really rich people, but like I guess what it would based on what I've been saying and what it would mean to me is just somebody who I'd want to live like or have a lifestyle like, or somebody who just I feel like has it figured out. I think my parents, I look up to them for that. I think they do a good job. They're not like super rich or anything, but they have enough to, you know, be able to take their kids on trips and, you know, spoil their family a little bit. And they live in their dream house, and that's awesome. And I think I would look up to them for that.
I feel like there's no like specific name. I think in my mind, like I think there are a lot of like public intellectual type academics that I really like, as well as like journalists, like could definitely give a bunch of names. Like I feel like, you know, we both, I think, like Ruha Benjamin's work, for example. She's a Princeton professor who does a lot of tech ethics, like justice and tech sort of work. But then someone like Ezra Klein is also someone I really look up to as like a public intellectual who's like really thoughtful and tries to bring complex ideas to the mainstream. But then obviously, like I have, I don't know, friends who work on startups, who are startup founders who I really respect and admire. So I think it's like people who care a lot about something and then put in a wild amount of effort to go accomplish that. I think I just like fundamentally respect.
I think I look up to my parents too. Mostly my dad. I would never say that to him.
We'll send them this video.
No, definitely my dad. I think he's figured it out. He lives a very simple life. Like the other day, he just gets so happy about little things. I'm like, Dad, you are a child, because you just like laugh at like really small, silly things. And I'm like, I think it's cute. He gets so happy over nothing, like the smallest things, and it makes me happy seeing him like that.
So what's your definition of success? I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, one of the best ways that you can support the growth of World of Nuance is by sharing this video with friends or family. Once again, thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.
Success? Well, I would say success is oh, that's not a toy.
That was almost a successful attempt to take down my microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of times I do these videos and they're really just like, I'm just trying to get advice for myself.
Yeah, that's sweet. It's so funny.